You know, when I was born, Jimmy Carter was the President of the United States of America. Because I was so young, I have no memories of him or his presidency. But I do remember the 80s. And Ronald Reagan, I feel like, I'm just going to say he's like a junior kindergarten version of Donald Trump because the guy did not understand politics or, you know, I don't think he really even understood his position in office before he had Alzheimer's. He was an actor. And turns out he was a really racist one at that. Uh, and what sticks out to me personally, just memories from that era and him as a president, the war on drugs. The absolute bullshit, racist war on drugs. Congratulations to drugs for winning that, by the way. After him, George W. Bush, Sr. I got memories of this. 89 to 93, I would have been going through school, started to get interested in politics, and realizing I really didn't like what people referred to as the right. I mean, my personal opinion, my memories growing up there and what I remember, seemed pretty clear to me that Republicans love to invest money in war and less in taking care of their own people. To me, the Republicans wanted to, regulate women's bodies more. What a mess. But war, you know? Just look at this. We're dropping bombs everywhere in this timeline. I mean, harassing other countries, showing our military strength in other lands. Warmongering. That's in my memories. And then we go to this sleazebag. Bill Clinton. Remember when his wife said they wanted to bring minorities to heel? Yeah, this guy, as the Democrats love to do, he liked to represent himself as, someone that would work for the people. The Democrats are the good guys, the Republicans are the bad guys. Oh, that propaganda is still strong today. It makes me sick to my stomach because I personally honestly believe that both parties do not work for or represent the common man. They all got money in their pockets and has them working for big business. Just my opinions. I just feel like the Clinton family has come out to just be so sleazy. Just, ugh. But yet, at the last DNC convention, they had Hillary Clinton up like she's a hero. Like she's something good. I don't see anything good when I look at them. Then we have this little simple monkey, George W. Bush. You'd almost say the simple monkey is cute if you didn't know how many people he was responsible for killing. Wars, wars, wars. Wars, wars, wars. But I think, my opinion, he was a good representation of how presidents are just puppets. Their strings being pulled by the powerful people around them. But really frightening for me, what I saw at my age and living through that, was just how the rest of the world was still at that point looking at America like they were the police of the world. Something happens, what's America gonna do is the first thing you hear in the news. And America fell right into that role. And, we see how policing in America works out. Speaking of policing in America, everybody remember all those things Barack Obama did for the mass incarceration of minorities and how he stopped a lot of the, not just harassment, but beating, shooting, killing of minorities in the streets by cops? Yeah, no, me neither, but I do know that he militarized them, and, I remember that day that his henchmen were out in the desert in 0-degree temperatures, hosing down Native Americans as he was giving an award to a comedian called Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, I'm sorry, Barack Obama, when I look at him, he seems like a quote-unquote nice guy, but listen, maybe I'm tainted from all my years of working in sales. He was a damn good speaker. He's a damn good speaker. But I feel like I get really mad because, everybody wants to point out, well, he threw healthcare to the people. He didn't throw healthcare. He didn't give healthcare to the people. He blew a few crumbs at you in the way of healthcare. These people know what healthcare is in other Western civilized countries. They know, and they get up on stage every presidential debate and they act like it's something difficult to figure out for their people. Yeah, no. They'd rather invest money in freaking militarizing their police and making their military much stronger and terrorizing other countries. All while people are dying in poverty in America. It just shouldn't happen. The amount of money in that land, everybody should be able to get a decent education and get health care. And they all make it out like it's some complex thing. Because why would they want to help the poor? These are all rich guys. All of them. Don't even get me started on this trash bag. Oh, Christ. What a mess. What a mess. By the way, I left in 2001. I left America in 2001, moved to Germany. So in 2001, when I made the decision to follow my heart and move to Germany, because I married a German, I didn't feel this real strong nationalistic loyalty that I think a lot of Americans have. I feel like I was already seeing what I felt was evidence of a system that was not working for the common man. Seemed pretty clearly corrupt on both sides. At least one illegal war. I mean, fast forward years later, I meet people that know people that died under those illegal wars. I left that country and moved to a whole new land and learned about a whole new social system, one where they've learned how to take care of their citizens out of their own taxes. I mean, sure, there's a bit less spent on things like tanks and bombs to kill other people in other countries, but somehow they get by here. It's kind of nice that everybody can get medical treatment, whether it's physical or mental. It has a nice effect on society. And when I first moved here, I mean, I really would follow all elections really closely, and I would stay up, time difference, and watch these debates. But at some point, as somebody that has lived in Germany since 2001 and had the opportunity to travel around Europe and get to know people in other lands and therefore get to know a little bit about how things work in other lands, I got really annoyed watching these presidential debates and when the subject of healthcare would come up. As somebody living in Europe that was really interested, I've been really interested in learning as much as I can about this system here. It has helped me a lot. My life has greatly improved since I moved here. No question about it. But I felt like every year that I was here, I learned something new that just blew my mind. But still, these Germans, in my opinion, they're very sensible. They like to study stuff and detail stuff. And here's what I'm saying. Your average American, maybe they're working 2 jobs, just getting by. They're busy with their life. They're busy treading water. I was there. But what I'm saying is these politicians, I'm saying politicians in general. I'm not specifying between Democrats and Republicans. To me, anymore these days looking from afar, they are the same. Those two parties are the same. There's minute differences, in my opinion. But here's the thing. Those people get up on those stages and they debate back and forth. They pick their sides and they present universal health care, good health care being accessible to all people, rich or poor, in America. They present this to society as something very difficult, in which to achieve is a struggle and some are going to have to suffer for. And I'm telling you, they're not even good actors about it. I can't watch anymore. It angers me because they all have passports. They have traveled. They are educated in governmental systems and are aware, I think, of how these other Western societies are set up. And I repeat, have set up systems to take care of their own people out of their own tax money. And so once again, as I sit here and as I film this, I'm just I'm filled with fury. And I can't handle it. Due to my health issues, stress does not register well with me. I get shaky, my vertigo gets weird. I shouldn't be stressing. I should be thanking God, Satan, Buddha, Allah, whoever right now, up and down that I am in Germany. Thanks, Merkel. And as I say here, they're counting election ballots. Hopefully we'll have an answer soon as to whoever is the winner. Will the guy with the most votes beat the guy with more sexual assault allegations? Who knows? I'm just so cynical anymore of that land, but I'm angry and I'm afraid. I got people that I love there. I know there are really good people in that land. And I feel like a lot of Americans are victims of their society. I feel like the propaganda machine is so strong. I feel like that country needs really big change. And number one, it needs to better educate its people, all of them. But the system that is set up there is not working. And I mean, here I go being really cynical again, but how much can we expect from a land that was built up by white supremacists who committed genocide? I mean, dead serious. Slavery, segregation, that's all not that long ago. And there's still evidence of it going down in other ways, like for-profit prisons and such. I feel like that country has never really faced its past. I feel like every once in a while it's like, oh yeah, okay, maybe we did something bad there, but I don't feel like it's ever really faced its past, really apologized, made some sort of reparation, and I feel like that could be a reason as to why it just keeps repeating its actions. But I also feel another big part of a lot of the stupidity we're seeing is exactly that. It's just stupidity. And I don't say that thinking that I'm better than or smarter than. I definitely am not. After being in Germany for almost 20 years and having a chance to work with some of the youth here, I realize how undereducated I was in the American public school system. It's been thrown in my face repeatedly. But maybe if I just get it all out, I'll feel a little better. Quite honestly, my biggest worry, my biggest fear right now, just me personally, my biggest anxiety, personal fear in regards to America and the politics and everything that's at play right now. I feel like recently we saw a movement happening of people rising up and calling out injustice and most importantly racism. And I feel like this standing up, calling it out and demanding change, I feel like it was gaining traction and making progress. I feel like it's a long path that it has to go, but I feel like for the first time I was seeing a lot of people demanding change over there. And I feel like a lot more Americans now, as opposed to when I lived back there back in 2001, a lot more now are more aware of how it really is in other Western lands like Canada, like Europe, in regards to social safety nets, social systems. But my fear is that this propaganda of the Democrats are the good guys and the Republicans are the bad guys, I feel like that propaganda is very strong in America, and I fear that if you get Biden, for example, if he wins this, I fear that the people will, not all of them, but there'll be a lot that'll be lulled into this sense of, well, it's okay, they're going to change for the good because they're the good guys, and maybe progress will slow down when progress is really needed. Does any of this make sense? I'm just babbling. And like if you're watching this video and you've watched my videos, you've been following what I've been going through, for example, since I had Stupid Tumor in my head. My most viewed video is the one where I researched what my tumor would have costed me if this had happened to me when I still lived in America, as opposed to happening to me here. So glad it happened to me here. Like, maybe you can understand why I'm cynical and I'm angry. And today, as they're counting election votes, I saw a speech. Kamala Harris was saying something in regards to health care, and she throws out the sentence about Obama and Biden gave the people health care. And I'm sitting over here screaming, he gave them crumbs. He gave the people crumbs. I remember when Obamacare finally went through, like having Germans ask me questions about it and having Germans approach me because I work in sales, for example. So, they're interested in news, chit chat, small talk happens. And I had Germans approaching me and bringing it up as like a topic for small talk and as if it was a good thing, like, hey, y'all got that Obamacare. And every Friday night I Skype with my best friend in America. And literally, I shit you not, he's bitching to me about needing new glasses, getting headaches behind his eyes, and having a problem down here in his jaw. And I'm like, use that fancy Obamacare. And yeah, no, neither of those doctors could he go to. Neither. And he had to save up so much money for various tests and medications, and other family members of mine. So, whatever that Obamacare was, I am going to stand by my statement of, don't call it healthcare. He threw the peasants some crumbs. God, I'm cynical and angry today. And I mean, I've made jokes about it, but it is really scary that at times it looks like America is teetering on the chance of having another civil war. It's really scary when you think about the fact of how the government, both Republicans and Democrats over the years, has been just consistently selling military surplus to police departments, arming them with military war-grade equipment. It's an incredibly, incredibly frightening thought to think about if something like that could go down. I want my friends and my families to be able to go to doctors and get medical treatments just like I can. I want my friends and families with kids to be able to send kids to both safe and decent schools. And I want those kids to have the opportunities to get decent educations and at least the opportunity, if they study hard, to move higher up in life, even if they're poor. I want my friends who are people of color to not be scared shitless every time they see a cop. I want so much more for the common man in the country that I come from, but I have really lost so much hope. Like, I feel like when I made the decision to move to Germany, I felt like then stuff was pretty bad. Like, my prospects weren't looking good, and my taxes are going to a government that's killing people all over the world while allowing their own people to die in the way of either under debt for trying to get treatment for health issues they have or to stay alive. It's a shit show. I need to make it my personal goal within 1 year. Maybe if I say this out loud, I will really put my mind to it and do it. I need to make it a personal goal within 1 year to finally take the 2 tests that I need to take and file the paperwork and get a German passport and become German. I'm damn thankful for what I have here and what I've received, the chances, the opportunities, and not even for myself and my family, but for all of the society that I live in. I am thankful for things like their social safety net and health care for everybody. Yeah, no, but for me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, my life greatly improved here. I feel like my son's life greatly improved here. And there's so many examples since 2001 of being in Germany where when things got rough, this system helped me. It really, really helped me. This is a system I can get behind. Knowing it's not perfect, but I can get behind and I want to get involved in it. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Whereas, like, I watch my homeland, and I just have lost more and more and more hope over the years. Because I'm watching it from afar, seeing it through different eyes, and having in my background different life experiences. And feeling like not just I was ripped off when I was there, as opposed to what should have been in the way of possibilities for education and healthcare. But most of the common man in America is being ripped off. They're being ripped off. Their money is being mismanaged. And people are dying because of it. I can't get behind that. I just... Okay, I think I have ranted way too much, but I feel like I got something off my chest. I got it out. If you disagree with me, you have every right to your opinion. I thank you either way for listening to my babbling and my ranting in this current election situation. Okay, rant over. I'm gonna go and rest and try to take care of myself, and I highly recommend that you do the same too. You go and take care of yourself, regardless of who wins this election.